already know what time it is. It's your boy DJ Richie Skye back with some tea, interviews, recaps, and more. And be sure to check the links in the description of this video for trips, for books, one-on-one sessions, and more. Now let's get into the tea. Skye Squad, we are back in the building, and we got to talk about Nene, the door being possibly open, at least on her end, for a return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and a tale of two Cynthias. Let's get into it. All right, y'all, before we actually dive into that, this is no promo or nothing like that. I ain't getting paid for nothing like this, but I'm going to tell y'all, this show on Netflix, if you are a true crime lover, it has me in a chokehold right now. The Asante case, it's based on a true story, but y'all, like it, I mean, I'm like stuck, okay? I am stuck knee deep in it, all right? So if you are looking for something to get into, especially if you are snowed in like a lot of us on the East Coast, then make sure you tap into this on Netflix. Because baby, it is good, okay? And if you guys also noticed, tap into the snap of it all, okay? Follow me on the Snapchat because it's going down on the snap, okay? It's going down on the snap. So Nene and a tale of two Cynthias. All right, let's get into the first Cynthia, which is not on screen. Cynthia Bailey. What else is going on, okay? So Cynthia and Nene are, speaking of Netflix shows, you can actually catch them on the Upshaws, right? And not to give too much away for those of you guys who haven't seen the episode yet, but it's essentially Nene playing a housewife. Cynthia is also playing a housewife. This is the role that was supposed to be done with Cynthia and Portia. Remember earlier in March, I think it was, of 2024, we learned that, something had occurred between Nene Portia production and something happened. Cynthia ends up filling in. All right. So those episodes are streaming now on Netflix too, along with the Asante case. But it's Cynthia Erivo that has everyone talking about Nene again as well. So, in an interview, she said that she loves Housewives. She kind of raved about it. Shout out to the Jasmine brand for this sequence right here, right? And you can see the video of Cynthia Erivo talking about this, in quite a few different places online.
Fantastic. They're very honest, which I like. There's no fighting. There's no fisticuffs.
Well, Cynthia, I don't know if you've seen all of the episodes because there's definitely been some fisticuffs.
But they will read each other crazily. Atlanta gets a little rowdy. Definitely.
And you are correct. They will read each other crazily. I mean, that's very true.
It's a big glam situation. And I appreciate it. I am a Nene Leakes fan. I love.
Aren't we all, though? Aren't we all? Don't we all want a little Nene Leakes back?
Of her, where is she? Bring her back.
Okay. So that has sparked a lot of discussion about whether or not Nene Leakes would come back. And so, again, shout out to the Jasmine brand for this, because Nene Leakes does say that she would return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta if the check was on point. Okay? She tells TMZ that it was a pleasure to see that Cynthia Erivo loved the Real Housewives of Atlanta and that she in particular loved Nene Leakes. So Nene also stated that she would return to the franchise, of course, because they had to ask her, if the check was on point. Okay? Now, here's the question. And I think, let's have a let's have a ponderosa about it, if you will, right? Because it's Saturday and we're snowed in for a lot of us. this is the interesting space, right? And I would say that I would wonder what the interest in Nene will be as the new season of Atlanta begins to air. And I think that will be a good metric for whether or not she would be wanted back by the network, right? Because Nene is currently, it seems like she's, getting to work again, right? She's got the new podcast coming out with Sierra Gates from Love and Hip Hop. Have no clue as to whether or not that could lead to any appearances on Love and Hip Hop. But when you think about it, if Sierra has a podcast with Nene Leakes, if I'm Mona Scott, if I am a producer of Love and Hip Hop, I'm going to request that Sierra film some scenes with Nene. Now, given that Nene is kind of freelancing, I want to say freelancing, but she's a free agent. Let's say that. She has no ties to any network at this point, or so it seems. Not that we know of, right? We'll say allegedly. In my opinion, it would be ideal. Now, is she the perfect fit for 11 Hip Hop? Mm, maybe not so much, right? It's definitely a different brand, right? And I would say that if we did see her on Love and Hip Hop, the likelihood of us seeing her back on Bravo would probably be slim to none. I just don't see them usually ever mixing, like we don't see people from Love and Hip Hop typically on Watch What Happens Live or anything like that. Um, so I don't know. I don't know how that will work. And even when remember Giselle asked about her makeup artist or someone on her beauty team, had indicated that she had heard that Mia was moving to Love and Hip Hop. Andy was like, no, she's signed to Bravo. Okay. Making it very, very clear. So I'm just in my mind wondering if I'm Nene, what would I be doing? Right? She's open to coming back to Housewives, but I would also say that I don't know that the door is open on the other end for her to return on Bravo's end. What does that look like? And I think we would only be able to tell once the season has gone, this new season of Atlanta has sort of come in and we've seen much of the season and what it's done and we see what it's giving and in particular how many episodes it gets for the reunion. Then the question also is going to be whether or not they're going to bring back Kenya as well, because Kenya seems fairly optimistic, especially after that Tamron Hall interview. So I'm interested to see exactly what Atlanta is going to give in this new season. I want to know because I think that's going to be the metric for whether or not there's ever any interest in having her return. That's just the honest to God's truth that I think. But let me know what you guys think. If you guys think that she should return, I know a lot of you guys are Nene Leakes fans like myself. And if not, if the door is closed with Bravo, then the next best check could be to potentially film some things with Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Why not? Okay. Why not? Keep the checks coming because Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, it does not slow down. Okay. And as evidenced by the fact that people like Kirk and Rashida and Yandy and Mendeecees are still on this train, I would wager to say that it's probably lucrative enough for them to continue to do it, which could mean that it could be lucrative enough for a name like Nene as well. All right. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. With that being said, I will catch you in the next video. And for those of you guys who are, you know, um, stuck in the snow or dealing with any snow or just be careful out there, and we of course also send our prayers and our thoughts out to our people out in the greater Los Angeles area as well. With that being said, I will catch you guys in the next video.
Now that you've watched today's video, let's get into this group trip to Cape Town, South Africa. Yes, y'all, Skye Squad, we are hitting South Africa and we are hitting it hard. April 10th through the 17th of 2025. You can click the link in the description of this video to get more information and to reserve your spot. Now we're gonna keep this intimate because we have a lot to do. We are gonna be looking at real estate. We're gonna be learning about retirement and permanent visas, dual citizenship, buying and purchasing land. We are going to be looking at it all because we want options in South Africa, baby. And listen, Cape Town is one of my favorite cities. So of course, we're gonna be doing some of my favorite things. We are gonna be hitting the wineries. We are going on a safari. We're going to Table Mountain. We're going to some of my favorite restaurants. And let me tell you, one of them is Gold Star, baby. If you know, you know. We're gonna be meeting with some expats who have relocated from the United States to Cape Town as well. This is going to be a luxury experience, okay? So we're talking doing the absolute most. So if you've ever wanted to go to Cape Town, South Africa, but maybe you didn't have the group to go with, maybe you just didn't have the right people that wanted to go and experience it with you, this is an opportunity for you to come with us. Now, I only have about 10 to 12 spots available. Yes, because again, I'm trying to keep this thing intimate and I know that what type of experience I want it to be. So get in while you can, y'all. Trust me, in 2025, we are going to be needing all the options that we can get. And I am going to do my utmost to bring us the most that we can possibly get in and out of the country. So come with me to South Africa. The group trip is going to be lit April 10th through the 17th. Go ahead and click the link in this description of this video so that you can reserve your spot today. Cape Town, South Africa awaits.